I was put in this place by God to have a platform so that I can amplify the voices of so many marginalized people, so that I can amplify the voices of low-income people, how I grew up, so that I can amplify the voices of Black people, so that I can amplify the voices of LGBTQIA plus community.
Cause they see a woman standing up on her own too. Sloppy slouching is something I won't do.
Because I was supposed to do something with that influence.
The stereotypes, they got to go.
Got to go.
I'ma mess around and flip the scene into reverse. With what? With a little touch of ladies first.
She is most comfortable standing next to us online, learning, leading, and allowing her platform to extend to the point that people truly believe in the cause.
Yesterday was hard. We marched. I saw people in anguish, people that have the right to fight for their voices to be heard.
Sometimes she go a little too hard, but there's no stopping her.
My name is Yandy Smith-Harris, and I grew up in Harlem. I lived in Harlem all my life.
She always had a big heart and always cared a lot for people. And she had deep conviction, you know, at a very, very young age about what was right. So she was always with me in whatever social activity, march, walk that I participated in. She was there as well.
I grew up in Harlem in the 80s, and if you know anything about Harlem, you know Harlem is all about culture. I remember Al Sharpton having a building on 135th, I believe, in Harlem, and they would always do so many community events. You would see, it was almost church outside of the building with the gathering that would happen. I also remember so many heroes that aren't famous. I remember Tamika Mallory's parents leading marches in Harlem. They were very active in the community in which I lived in. Straight out of high school, I decided I wanted to explore more. I wanted to see more of the world. So I went to the Mecca. If you don't know what the Mecca is, it is Howard University. Going to Howard University absolutely shaped my ideas on who we are as Black people, how incredibly diverse we are as Black people. Even within our communities, we are so diverse. Every single thing that I needed to experience for my life as an adult, I dealt with at some level at Howard.
I put my lifetime in between the paper's lines. I'm the quiet storm who fight rhyme.
So I started in the music business over 20 years ago. I worked for Violator Management under Mona Scott Young and Chris Lighty. I was touring the world with Missy Elliott, going to show dates with 50 Cent, Busta Rhymes.
It's the rap to make them feel, lump them in the club, have you out and out when you bump this.
But the most important thing for me is that I was under the tutelage of Mona Scott Young, and I was able to learn so much about just business etiquette, about being a woman in entertainment, about standing your ground. All of those things were super important lessons that were just as important as learning about tour life. When I started out as one of the creators and producer of Love and Hip Hop, I realized that there was a very important space missing in front of the camera. That was a woman that was successful, that wasn't necessarily attached to a man, that was in the entertainment business. 10 years later, I am still in front of the camera, but I realized it wasn't to be a star. When I experienced my own personal family trauma with the criminal justice system, that's when I really got a spark, like I have got to be a part of this change. I have to do something. Today is a huge event that I'm hosting to support prison reform. It is a cause that is very close to my heart. 5 years ago, my husband Mendices was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison.
I'm gonna call you as much as possible. I love you, all right?
So I don't have to put words in his mouth. Let's just ask him, okay? Babe! I know you didn't think you'd be getting on camera today. So he asked me, how do you feel about my activism?
I'm proud of her. You know, I see, she see a lot of things that, you know, a lot of unjust that's going on in the world, and she feel like she have to say something and use her platform to, you know, amplify, you know, the unjust, and I'm very proud of her.
I love you, all right?
I love you too.
Even when you went through what you went through with the criminal justice system, those things made me realize that we have a broken criminal justice system, and I wanted to just get more involved. Like, we went through a lot.
Send me these pictures, anything, right? Send me this money.
I watched her travel back and forth to the jails on the weekends, taking her kids, and going to the prison to visit her husband.
My ring. Here, take it.
I've been in many rooms with her when she's in the middle of the most fabulous presentations and photo shoots, and yet she has to stop to take a call from her husband, who she's been waiting to speak to until he's able to use the phone.
Turn it off. Turn it off right now.
If your toilets are working, beg. Silence. Silence. If you have not received the blankets sent, bang. You see that? Unacceptable.
Just seeing, you know, you getting maced and seeing the things that happen. Sometimes I think it's a little bit too far, but I understand.
Yeah.
You know, I understand the sacrifice.
Yeah.
But you getting arrested now, then you're on the other side.
I got pepper sprayed and I got thrown on the floor.
But you're on the side of right.
There's video footage that most people have seen of Yandy being inside of the building during the MDC protest. Out flies Yandy from the building, maced, crying, people screaming, trying to help her. She was in pain. They were pouring milk in her face, but I could just remember her saying to me, if I had to do it all over again, I would go back. I would go with those mothers. They were determined, and I'm a mother, and I was determined as well.
She's out there and she's, you know, letting people see another side of her that they probably didn't imagine. And in some cases probably think, oh, this is not real. This is not really who she is, but it is. And it always has been. I will tell you, this is more who she is than that reality part of it.
I deserve to live. I deserve to live. I am black. I am black.
You see so many injustices happen right before your eyes. And I decided to get off my tail and get out there and fight with those that were fighting.
And I deserve to live.
In activism, you absolutely have to have a crew.
Don't be afraid, just let it shine. My woman said, shine your light on the world.
It was important for me to align myself with people that were actually doing the work. not looking to be famous or looking for clout chasing.
My auntie said, shine your light on the world.
You cannot in any way substitute knocking on doors and putting your feet on the ground, which is something that I love about Yandy. She is not an at-home, behind-the-phone activist.
Hey, bro.
Okay, sis, you are here looking. What's going on with your
What's happening?
We just finished bagging up probably about 500 bags of food.
Wow.
Rainy out here, so.
Hey, did Tamika or Toya tell you that on the 21st, I collected and then some purchased about 5,000, 6,000 toys? I want Until Freedom to come on board and help me hand them out in this community.
We're doing our pop-up shop on the 21st.
What's happening at the Until Freedom pop-up shop?
We're doing giveaways. We got our merchandise that we're doing pop-up shop. We're gonna do seminars talking about what our new platform is gonna be. So it's gonna be dope.
When I met Tamika Mallory, for me, she was like the modern day Sojourner Truth.
Daniel Cameron is no different than the sellout Negroes that sold our people into slavery. You are a coward. You are a sellout.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace.
We have marched and held up one of the busiest bridges in Kentucky, all to bring awareness to her unjust murder.
Justice. No peace. No justice.
No peace.
Say your name.
Me going on Daniel Cameron's lawn was so important to disrupt his life so that he understood we are going to make sure she gets justice, whatever that may mean. And until you decide to prosecute and arrest those officers for murdering her, we are going to keep disrupting your life. I am here to expose those injustices that are happening in towns where women like Breonna Taylor live so that they cannot just go and get swept under the rug. Everyone needs to be held accountable from the top down to the bottom. She should be here. So I think with the definition of being a rebel, when you are rising against authority or rising against a governmental structure, sometimes they don't like it.
It's just important to me that she's speaking what's important to her.
I'm a black man, and I deserve to live.
And so I'm proud that she's out there.
You're on the other side, but I think you're on the side of right. But at the same time, you know, I understand the sacrifice, but I just get fearful.
For us to call ourselves change makers, we have to be relevant with the people we want the change for. And for me, I want to change the world for the generation after me. I'm hoping that there are tons of children and young adults that can one day say, I'm doing what I'm doing because someone did it for me.
She is, in her time, going to become one of the most incredible leaders in this movement.
I'm Yandy Smith-Harris, and I'm a rebel with a cause.